Welcome back to TV5 News at 9. It's time now for our favorite segment, Education Matters. We are here with Dr. Craig Douglas. Thank you so much, Dr. Douglas, for calling in today. How are you this morning?
I'm doing well. How are you, Colette?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. Enjoying this weather. I love the summertime.
Yes.
Today, Dr. Douglas, we're talking about planning out your kids' summer reading list. I was just talking about this yesterday. I do not want my kids to get into that summer slump with the school year ending, you know. So why is it so important to encourage our children to read during the summer?
Well, reading can be the great antidote for, the summer slump. By keeping kids engaged in reading, it opens doors for them. It keeps them thinking and really literally dreaming about what could be possible. So the benefits of summer reading are really endless. It's just a great way to grow, exploring new topics, new concepts, learning about explorers and inventors and persons who have interesting lives to draw upon.
And how, Dr. Douglas, should parents really go about building that summer reading plan?
Yeah, I would say first start with the child's school.
Okay.
See what the school has to say in terms of guidance. The age and subject matter, of course, factor in, but the school can really help. Do they have books that they would recommend for summer reading? Will they help wrap up this school year and then bridge to next year? I mean, of course, this year's been very chaotic in many ways. So how can we bridge from this to a new normal next year? Are there courses for older students that have reading lists? Many schools have these, Colette.
Yes.
And reading them in advance might be a benefit. Many of these courses have classics that the students read year in and year out. So if they can gain advanced knowledge, that would be very helpful. I know as a student, I'll admit to you, Colette, I learned early on that if I read something a couple of times, my understanding was much deeper than if I just read it one time. So that's where the child's school could really, really help out.
I love that. Dr. Douglas, I was thinking also that with my children, I'd love to get topics in their books that they enjoy. Like my daughter loves cooking. So I'll get a cooking book where we'll go through some recipes, learn a little bit about where the recipe originated, and then go into doing it as a family.
Exactly right. As a family, then you can explore topics. So by asking your child what's of interest to them, you can build upon that interest. That's a great strategy. For me, when I was growing up, it was biographies. I remember reading about Jackie Robinson and Roy Campanella, famous baseball players at the time, and their life stories were far deeper than baseball, as we all know.
That's right.
In Campanella's case, he suffered a tragic auto accident and had to leave baseball because he became paralyzed. So it was really the first time as a child I thought about what it'd be like to be paralyzed in a wheelchair and how he persevered all that. And both baseball players' cases, they overcame civil rights barriers in the game of baseball. So these concepts were pretty mature for me at the time that I read these books. So biographies can be a great way to springboard off into new topics. Asking your child, that's the best way to find that spark.
I love that. Any other tips, Dr. Douglas, so we don't get into that summer slump? We don't want our kids in that summer slump. We want them their minds to keep moving and creating.
You did a great job yesterday, a beautiful job of highlighting the public libraries of Saginaw. And they just launched their Tales and Tales summer reading program. Ironically, I had referenced it last week in a segment. They have programs for early literacy, and that's birth through age 3, and then preschool through 6th grade, teens, 7th through 12th grade, and then even for adults. And these programs are geared for reading books together as a family. E-books, magazines, newspapers, even listening to audiobooks. These family-centered activities are great options. Also, I'd interject, look at the web. The web is full of book clubs and summer reading lists and programs of which to draw upon. And I'm going to take this opportunity to again reference the PBS program, the Michigan Learning Channel Summer Series, 8 weeks, 8 themes, and these include downloadable books that can be printed off for students or read on the web. So there's reading that goes along with that. The benefits of reading during the summer are endless, and I really urge parents and children to think about what books they want to grab a hold of and read this summer.
I love it. You learn some new topics and keep your mind and your imagination flowing and going throughout the summer. No summer slump here. Thank you, Dr. Douglas. We appreciate you bringing this information to us today.
Thank you so much. Be well.
You as well, Dr. Douglas. If you'd like any more information about today's topic, just check out the school source page. That's at WNEM.com.